What's up guys, it's Sam, the Get It Done girl. On this channel, I teach you how to make money online using the skills you have. I also explore tech and tools to help you become more productive and efficient at what you do. If you're new here, welcome. If you have been a supporter since my very first upload, thank you for your continued support. In this video, I'm going to share with you how easy it is to create a coloring book for kids using PowerPoint. Before we dive into the video, let's talk about images. Now, if you want to succeed online selling coloring books, good images are important. I cannot stress this enough. And that means you'll need to find credible sources where you can use images for commercial purposes because not all images online can be used. The last thing you need is a lawsuit. So for images, I would recommend two sources, but for this video, let's talk about one. And I get a lot of my images from this website. It's called dailyarthub.com. dailyarthub.com. The best thing about this site is that you do not need to pay for a subscription. It is dirt cheap. You can actually buy the entire website for just $20. And if you want to receive future updates, all you'll need to do is to pay $30 and never pay another dollar. The site is easy to use and the images are available in packs or sets. So for example, let's say I wanted to download some flower pots. As you can see on your screen, I have several options at my disposal, and once I download the file, I will be able to see an SVG, a PNG, or a JPG file. So I can choose to use the flower pots as is, or I can make adjustments to it. Now, for the coloring books that we'll be making on PowerPoint, you will need to download the SVG files. This simply means scalable vector graphics, and this translates to a digital file you can actually modify and add changes to. So now that you know about a credible site to source your images, let's get to PowerPoint and start the tutorial. Before me is a blank canvas. Now the first step is to change the slide to ensure that it aligns with the coloring book that I want to create. Now for standard coloring book for kids, it's usually about 8 by 5 by 11 inches. So what I'm going to do is to locate the design tab, and I'm going to choose slide size, custom slide size, and then change the dimension. So the width is 8 by 5 and the height is 11 inches. I will not be adding bleed to this because the images will not go across the page. I will simply be using a border. Now, if you want to know how to create margins in PowerPoint, I will be creating a future video for this, but I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to set my margins. What I'm going to do first is to create a border, and this will pretty much house my images. So that way I do not go across the border that I'm going to create. And the border for this is half of an inch, which is 0.50. So I'm going to change this. I'm going to change the fill to no fill, and I'm going to increase the width for a brighter border. I'm also going to change the color to black. So this is my width, as you can see. So whatever image is added to this slide will be placed inside of my border, not outside. So what I'm going to do now is to insert my first image. I already downloaded the images that I want to use. So I'm going to, using the insert tab, I'm going to locate pictures, this device, and I'm going to locate the image that I'm using. Since this is a coloring book for kids, I'm going to start off with a simple apple. As you can see, I have a beautiful apple on my page. Now, as is, this cannot be used. So what I'm going to do is to start making changes. And this is where downloading an SVG file comes in handy, because you will be able to remove the fill, increase the outline so that kids can color in the apple. So what I'm going to do is I am going to right click on my mouse and choose the format graphic option. First thing I'm going to do is to ensure that for the line section, solid line is chosen, and I'm going to ensure the outline is black. I'm also going to increase the outline. Let's start with 3 points to see how that looks. The next step is to adjust the fill, and I'm going to do this by clicking this arrowhead to release the options. So the fill is set to solid, but that's not what we want. So I'm just going to go ahead and click no fill. There you have it. This is your first image, and as is, it's beautiful. But if you ever want to adjust the outline, you can simply come back to the line and adjust the width. Let's see what it looks like at 4 points. Even better. So this is my first image, but I'm not going to leave this as is because it looks pretty blank. So what I'm going to do is to add the name of the fruit in text. So let's use the insert feature, a text box, and I'm going to drag this across the screen, and then I'm going to start typing apple. I'm going to increase the font. Let's increase this by 150. But I'm also going to readjust the apple to ensure that the text fits within the box. Let's see if this can be adjusted a bit further to 200. Let's see. All right, let's cap it at 180. There you have it. So I'm going to perform a simple feature as I did with the apple. So what I'm going to do is to click inside of the text box. Click inside. Do not highlight the text box exterior or the outline, but simply click within. This is important. If you click away from it, you will not be able to access the feature I'm about to share with you. So click inside the text box, right click, and select Format Text Effects. Not Format Shape, but Format Text Effects. So let's go ahead and do that. And here it is. You have all the options for the image. Now what I'm going to do is to select the first option, which says Text Fill and Outline. And it's going to give me the text fill and text outline option. Now, what I'm going to do is to change the fill. The fill should be no fill because I want the children to be able to color the text. So no fill. And as you can see, it totally disappears, and that's fine. What we're going to do is to adjust the outline. So the outline should be solid outline. And as is, it's a bit pale, so let's adjust the width. You'll need to highlight everything to adjust the width, and it is now set to 3 points. Let's look at 4 to see how it would fit. Beautiful. So this is my first page. And if you want to take this a bit further, you could actually add another text box and add a at the very top. This is totally up to you. Let's see how this would look at 180. This is it. Let me just adjust this on the page to see how best I can fit the A. 200. And let me just add this a bit further up. And I'm also going to carry out the same process. Right click, format text effects, no fill, highlight, no fill, and solid outline. And I'm going to change the width to 4 points. So this is what it looks like. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to remove the ruler, grids, and guidelines just to show you what this looks like. Now this is beautiful. Now what I'm going to do is to create another page. So I'm going to duplicate this slide and I'm going to remove what is already on the screen just because I want to add another image. So again, I'm going to insert another image. I've already downloaded this. And since we're using the alphabet, I'm going to go ahead and choose a ball. Let's see if I can get a ball to use. Let's choose a basketball. All right. So this is my ball. And what I'm going to do is to remove the fill and to add an outline. It's already here on the side, but I'm going to show you how to locate it again. Right click, format graphic, no fill, solid line, and I'm going to increase this to 4 points just to keep it consistent. Now in some cases you might need to remove some lines from an object. That can be done by right clicking and selecting the group feature, the arrowhead, and on group. Select the yes option and this will release the object. Now in some cases you may have to ungroup more than once, and that is what I will have to do here. So I'm going to right click again and I'm going to go back to group and I'm going to ungroup again. And as you can see, it has been completely released. So what I'm going to do is to see how this looks if I should try to remove some of the shapes. This is what my ball would look like. So what I'm going to do is to undo by clicking Ctrl Z. And I'm going to leave it as is. So I just highlighted that option because I wanted you to know that it's there for you to use. So I'm going to change the text. This is B. I'm going to change that. I'm going to change this to a ball. I'm going to align it to the center. So this is my second page. I'm going to create a third page to end this tutorial. Again, I'm going to duplicate the slide. I'm going to remove the ball. Oops. Going to remove the ball. And I'm going to add my third image. I did download something with C, so let's choose a car. SVG, always choose the SVG file, please. Okay, I think I need something else. This is going to be too small to color in. Let me choose another option. Let's see what 13. Oh, that's 13. Let's choose 12. Let's choose 12. Right, this seems Very good. So what I'm going to do is to carry out the same steps. No fill. And I'm going to I'm also going to increase the width. This is what it looks like. This is what my car looks like. And as I said before, sometimes you might need to remove some elements from the object. So I'm going to go ahead and ungroup, select yes. I'm going to ungroup. Let's realign this in the middle. I'm going to ungroup again. I'm going to ungroup again. And I'm just going to remove this from the top. Let's see what it looks like with it removed. No, not the window. Right, I think I like it without the top. So I'm going to remove it. And then I am going to regroup. So I'm going to change this to a C, capital C. And I'm going to change this to a car. There you have it, coloring pages. You can do this from A to Z. You can add shapes, you can add numbers. It is totally up to you. But this is just to give you an idea as to how you can create coloring pages. So what I'm going to do now is to go back to File, and I'm going to just convert this to PDF just to show you what it looks like. PDF, yep. File should be ready. Coloring book kids. I'm going to open in Adobe. Let's zoom at 50% to see what it looks like. So this is what it looks like. Apple, ball, and a car. I'm going to zoom in at 100%. Lovely. So there you have it, guys. A simple way to create a coloring book using PowerPoint. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.